If Ben 10 gets a sequel, then so does my first Ben 10 video. I recently-ish did a video where I changed up all of the alien species in the Omnitrix, and today I'm doing the exact same thing. But not for the original Ben 10, but for its follow-up series, Ben 10 Alien Force. Alien Force, taking place 5 years after the original series, tells the story of a now teenaged Ben Tennyson, his cousin Gwen, and enemy-turned-ally Kevin. The Omnitrix, in order to tackle new enemies, has taken on a new form. And with a new snazzy appearance comes new snazzy alien species. But not those ones. Let's see what weird, off-the-wall alien replacements I have for Ben. Our first alien change comes in episode 1, Ben 10 Returns Part 1. In order to do battle with the Forever Knights, Ben normally changes into Swampfire, the Methanosian. But in our wacky alternate reality, Ben still changes into a plant with a fiery personality. But this time, it is a piranha plant. First seen in Super Mario Bros. On the NES, the piranha plant is one of very few species I could find that evokes both plant and fire-like elements. I guess I could have used Firegrass from Yu-Gi-Oh!, but a normal monster? Not super special awesome enough for Ben. Piranha plant, like Swampfire, can shoot balls of fire, but this species also comes with powerful jaws, the ability to move in and out of pipes very slowly, and also an insatiable appetite for Italian food. Our next alien comes in part 2 of Ben 10 Returns. In that boring main series, Ben transforms into Humungousaur, the Vaxasaurian. But in our Nito series, Ben instead transforms into an Omicronian from the planet Omicron Persei 8. I already mentioned this species swap at the end of my first video, so if you watch that one, this should come as no surprise. This is a perfect swap. Like Humungousaur, Omicronians are extremely strong and durable, and also have a love for cancelled sitcoms, and their babies taste delicious. I don't even think about how that last trait could be used by Ben, but, you know, it's there.
They're great!
Jetray takes the stage next in his debut episode, Episode 3, Everybody Talks About the Weather. Within this episode, Ben anamorphs his way into Jetray to defeat Alan the Pyronite hybrid and also get a good view of the crop circles below. But when we replace the Omnitrix sample of an Aerophibian with a Minoc from Star Wars instead, well, not much changes. There aren't that many flying alien manta ray species to choose from. I guess I could have gone with these flying manta rays from the Hidden Gem sci-fi series Hypernauts, but I'm sticking with a Minoc. It might not be able to shoot lasers, but Minocs can fly, survive in space, siphon energy from starships, and scare the homeworld out of Princess Leia.
What?
In episode 4, Kevin's Big Score, we see the alien Big Chill for the first time. Because a Necrophrygian is basically a frosty moth, it made me want to pick the Pokemon Frostmoth, but I have a better Pokemon for a different alien. So instead, I'm gonna replace Big Chill with something totally random here. An Arctic Fairy from Winx Club. I don't know if I would call them aliens, but they are a different species from a different world, so I guess technically they are. In any case, Arctic Fairy Ben has a lot of the same powers as Big Chill. Ice manipulation, flight, but now Ben 10 also broadens its market demographic to include girls aged 6 to 12, and young queer kids obsessed with fairies and magic like me. Next up is Echo Echo. Who had his debut in episode 2, but I'm gonna focus on his next appearance, which was also in episode 4. Echo has a real starring role, cornering Argot in an alley, and the new species taking on that role in our timeline is not a Sonorosian, but instead, a hedgehog. No, the blue kind. Although Sound Ninja, Zebra, and Scratchman Apu are perfect sound users, we need aliens. And depending on the game and timeline, Sonic is an alien and is literally named after a sonic boom. He's tiny, he's quick, he's loud, and while he can't duplicate per se, he can move so fast it seems like there are two of him. And if we throw in Sonic's guitar from Sonic Underground, then he would even bring to the table Echo Echo's musical abilities. And besides, Sonic Underground is my absolute favorite Sonic anything. Next is Chromastone, first seen in episode 5, All That Glitters, where he defeated a zombified Lucy, and this is where I'm choosing something from Pokemon. Instead of changing into a Crystal Sapien, Ben now changes into a Beheeyem. This Pokemon is a perfect replacement since it is literally a psychic rock-looking being from outer space. Sure, it can't channel and redirect all forms of energy, but it is a telepathic psychic type that can fling Psybeams and Dark Pulses all over the place. Jumping to episode 7, Peer Pressure, we see Ben change into Brainstorm for the first time. The Cerebro-Crustacean defeated the Galvanic Mechamorph named Ship with his Technokinesis and... Geez, that's a lot of crazy sci-fi words in one sentence. In fact, here are all the outtakes for that sentence. The Cerebro-Crustacean defeated the Galvanic Mechamorph named Ship with his Techno... Jeez, that sentence.
Astrophysicist!
But in any case, when Ben faces off against Ship, he now transforms into a Cybertronian. And not just any Cybertronian, but in the form of Rampage from Beast Wars. Fits the crab aesthetic of Brainstorm, and is also from the best Transformers show of all time. Good luck convincing me otherwise. He might not have the hyper-intelligence of Brainstorm, but Beast Wars Ben has powerful pincers, a rocket launcher, and the ability to transform into an indestructible transmetal crab. In episode 8, Ben changes into Spidermonkey for the first time. The Arachnochimp was able to replace a dragon's universal translator, and once again, wow, that is a weird sentence. Ben 10 is wild, you guys. But taking on the role of dragon mechanic is no longer Spidermonkey, but Ben in the form of a Na'vi from Avatar. Not the good and pretty Avatar TV show, but the bad and pretty Avatar movie. Well, movies. Never thought they'd actually end up releasing more of these, but here we are. In the form of a Na'vi, Ben is still a jungle-dwelling arboreal dexterous fighter. Still blue, too. But he replaces the spiderwebs with archery skills and a ponytail that lets him... bond with animals. In episode 9, The Gauntlet, Ben transformed into Goop the Polymorph to defeat a Techodon robot. Goop can do a ton of useful things, unlike Goop the company, which can do no useful things. Goop can shapeshift and transform their body to be elastic, acidic, or sticky, and the versatility of this ooze-like body isn't lost when Ben instead changes into Slimer from Ghostbusters. An ectoplasmic being with an insatiable appetite for food and mischief, Slimer gives Ben a lot of the powers of Ghost Freak with a lot less of the possessed by an evil villain thing. And if you've seen my video theorizing that Shaggy from Scooby-Doo has been possessed by Slimer all along, you know how much I love this stupid little green ghoul. With this transformation in his back pocket, everyone's gonna be calling Ben 10. Jumping all the way to the season 1 finale, we see the 10th alien in Ben's new arsenal, Alien X. As a celestial sapien, Ben has all the powers you would expect with a name like that. Specifically, all the powers. Alien X is literally omnipotent, which is a huge jump in alien power compared to the first series. Young Ben could lift heavy things, and now he could literally reshape reality as we know it. There's a lot of options from the comic book world for aliens with a ton of mind-boggling power, but I decided to go with an alien option that, while super powerful, is a little less like an actual god. In the season finale, instead of changing into an omnipotent being in order to fix a broken dam, Ben changes into a Green Martian from DC Comics. Though not omnipotent, Green Martians such as Martian Manhunter have like a ton of powers. There's something here for literally any situation. And that's all of the 10 new aliens. But before we end, let's do a lightning round for all the other alien species seen up to this point. There were a bunch in the first series I skipped over too, so let's basically look at all of the other minor aliens seen in the original series and Alien Force. Let's go! I already mentioned these in the first video, but Cannonbolt is a Joad from Buzz Lightyear, Wildvine is a Triffid from Day of the Triffids, Upchuck is Experiment 626 from Lilo and Stitch. Now on to the rest. Spitter is a Quiggle from Neopets, Buzzshock is an Urken from Invader Zim, Arcticuana is an Equestramon from Digimon, Ben Wolf is Kruger from Power Rangers SPD, Ben Mummy is one of these guys from a show I'm sure you've never heard of, Aegixis, Ben Victor is Frankenstein Jr., Ditto is Crypto from Destroy All Humans, because the Greys in that game are all clones, Guy is a Parasite from the anime Parasite, Way Big is Ultraman from Ultraman, Nanomech is a shrinking robot from another show you've probably never heard of, Cubix, Robots for Everyone, Lodestar is a Dredge from Titan AE, and finally Wrath is replaced by a Lombax from Ratchet and Clank. And there we have it! Every alien species from Ben 10 and Ben 10 Alien Force. Finally got through them all. Well, not including all of the other sequel series. Jeez, there's a lot of aliens in this show. But those other shows will have to wait till another day. Until then, keep your eyes open for videos on stuff and blah blah blah, click the like button, blah blah blah. Thanks for watching!